So moving on to problems and challenges. As you can see, I'm pretty sure in you all in your organization uh, might be facing maybe some of these or maybe all of these problems and challenges. And one of the problem that we often see with our customer is in terms of information overload and of this unstructured data. Enterprises are generating massive volumes of documents. There are certain common documents which every company produces, like contracts, invoices, reports, emails, and these are mostly unstructured. And then there are certain industry-specific documents that are very critical for business operations. So, for example, in an insurance industry, you have unstructured documents in terms of, let's say, policy documents or claims documents, which has basically lot of unstructured data, which has lot of critical data, which is very important for the business operation and providing deep insights into the business. Similarly, for example, pharma industry, like in the pharma industry, during the clinical trial, during and before, and even after clinical trials, companies have to file lots of documents with FDAs, and they're like process specification documents. There is a drug specifications document. You have batch record documents, and each of these documents contains lots of valuable information, which is in totally unstructured format. And that's where there's lots of information in these documents. And the problem that companies face in these industries is, how do we take out this valuable information that exists in these documents and make it and put to use for the better decision making and faster decision making. Another business challenge that enterprises face in terms of these unstructured document is inefficient search and retrieval mechanism. You end up generating these documents, and these documents undergo a lot of version controls, lot of updates, and so the challenge then becomes is, how do we easily retrieve these information or these documents when you really need it? And employees, in our experience, employees waste significant amount of time searching for the right documents or specific information within that documents. In terms of like the compliance and risk management, most of the enterprises today are governed by several compliance standards. Let's say in a pharma healthcare industry, HIPAA compliance is like very, very important. Or for pharma industry, GMP compliance is very important. And for a lot of other organizations, GDPR, for protecting our privacy, protecting our private data, GDPR compliance, we have to be GDPR compliant. Now, these regulatory compliances require consistent classification, retention, and auditing of documents, and manual methods are prone to oversize and risk making the company non-compliant. So again, major challenge in terms of making sure we are compliant and don't fall into a non-compliance risk. When you have such a huge amount of data that's getting generated in an unstructured document, if you rely totally on manual data entry, that again puts you at risk for introducing errors and inconsistencies. Again, workflow bottlenecks in an organization. You can have, let's say, documents that are waiting for approval, sign-offs, routing this document to the right person. All these becomes major challenges, and when these are in unstructured format and contains some information that requires quick action. Version control and collaboration is another major challenge, and I referred to it in my previous point as well, that when you are producing a lot of these documents, let's say in pharma industry, you have to generate process specification documents, and these documents undergo a lot of version changes. They get revised, they get updated throughout its life cycle. So making sure you have the latest and greatest information in these documents, they have a version control enabled, again, is a major challenge for these organizations. And with the version control also comes with the access control, that these documents which contains business specific sensitive information have access to only the people that require that information. And so access control is again a major challenge. Managing the access control is again is a major challenge here. Language and format diversity, right? Most of the organizations these days are like global in nature, and they end up producing documents in multiple languages. So the challenge there is, how do we maintain consistency and standardization across language, and making sure these documents that we are producing in the form of PDFs, emails, spreadsheets, Word docs, which have a lot of these business specific information, is standardized and taken care of. With this one, I'm going to talk a little bit about, like, broadly speak, before we get into AI document understanding. I'd like to talk a little bit about the role AI can play in terms of handling some of these challenges in a structure in these documents. And definitely AI can help us in the data extraction out of these unstructured documents and put it into more structured sources so that it can be utilized for your data analytics. It could be utilized for your workflow automation. It could also be utilized for finding deeper insights into the trends and patterns that exist in those databases. One of the points that we talked earlier is how easily retrievable these documents are. So AI can definitely help index these documents, which will help in reducing time wastage, finding it manually. And AI can help in protecting these documents and providing access control that we talked about. Some of these information. So, for example, a document that contains, let's say, your date of birth or your, let's say, social security number, AI should be able to automatically detect this sensitive information and apply policy-based controls so that the data is secured and not compromised. Again, in terms of compliance risk that we talked about, AI can definitely help in making sure some of these compliance workflows are automated and enhanced so that there is no risk for non-compliance. Again, some of the points that we talked, the challenges that we talked about, like routing the document, these documents to the right person at the right time for faster decision making, or for AI can definitely help in maintaining versioning of the system. AI can detect duplicates, track changes, and provide an intelligent version control system, as well as providing support for diverse document types and languages, ensuring that there is a standardization across different words, different documents which exist in, let's say, in different languages. So overall, AI, as you can see, can play a very important role in reducing manual efforts by automating validation, input, and document processing, and can accomplish end-to-end automation for that.